Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show. Okay, so welcome back, man. I don't know. It's been kind of weird, like this whole week, and I do have to say, I'm taking this next week off. I'm gonna get the announcement out of the way real quick, so y'all know I'm taking this next week off because kiddo's gonna be in her last week of school, and it's basically just half days all week, and it's like I'm not going to have any time to edit anything, so I want to let y'all know that before we get into this. Also, apologies for my attire. I'm feeling a little bit informal today. Yes, I don't know why I did the formal voice for informal. Feeling not important. Anyway, end of the topic. So I had this funny idea for a new series, which I'm going to be starting right now, and don't expect a whole lot of them from me from this series topic, because honestly it just occurred to me with one topic, so I don't really know how else to expand on it. But as ideas may come to me, I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. So I consider myself to be a particularly intelligent person, not like Einstein level or Stephen Hawking or nothing like that, but I am an intelligent person. But unfortunately I don't know everything, and I'd say fortunately, actually, because if I knew everything, then there would be no drive in life, and I'd have no excitement or anything to drive me forward. So yes, fortunately, I do not know everything, and as a result, there are some topics which come up when I'm like, a smarter man or a smarter person than I could probably figure this out. So I was thinking, one of the biggest issues that comes with space travel for us is breaking the atmosphere. Now, of course, if you think about it, when it comes to like construction and refueling and the energy output to get the rockets into space, it always takes a lot more effort to get it out of the atmosphere than it does to take it to navigate through space, right? At least this is how I've come to understand it. Like the majority of the fuel is burnt up exiting the atmosphere, right? So why haven't we built a space dock, a ship dock, shipyard, I should say, a shipyard in space? Now, I was sitting there thinking about, of course, the construction in and of itself would be a challenge, building a space station in space. But then I'm like, we already have one of those. We have Mir. It's out there circling the Earth right now with people who have been up there for a while. So if that can be a thing, then why can we not have a shipyard up there? Well, of course, now, naturally, we'd have to refuel the space station, as we do with Mir, and we'd have to send all of the supplies up from Earth to the space station that builds the ships. So, in a way, we will still be burning a lot up there. But once we started getting the ships built so that they can dock in space, then it should make things significantly easier to travel within space. Of course, this still brings up the issue of, sure, we can explore space, but we can't explore the other planets because we'd still need fuel to leave the other planets. But this could lead to expeditions, and expeditions are what make it so that we can finally leave the Earth and find other planets and stuff. Like, oh yes, I see this planet that we have traveled to using very little fuel reserves because we were just using the propulsion through space, which of course, as you know, with space being frictionless, or at least minimal friction, makes it so a lot easier for us to travel through the vacuum. Point, fire the rockets and just go, and just correct as we go along. Of course, this is, like I was saying, something a smarter person than I should be able to figure out. But of course, I don't myself know. So it's like thinking about things, thinking about this whole process. We know we can put a space station that will circle the Earth and stay up there. We know we can do that. It will require refueling, and it will require supplies for the people up there. So we know that. So we know we can put a shipyard up in space because we can have a regular space station. However, that would also lead to us having to resupply and send up the materials to create the ships once it's up there. So if we know we can build it, but it might be a bit more expensive, I should say. So we know leaving the surface of the Earth is more expensive than leaving the planet, or leaving the leaving in space, right? We know this. However, having a shipyard in space would require more resupplies than Mir does, because we would also need to be sending up parts for the spaceships we need to build. So this raises the question of mining of things. Like, we get all of our minerals and metals and stuff we get from Earth, right? Right? You understand? We get everything, all of our supplies and everything come from Earth. So, if we could, hypothetically speaking, build a shipyard in space that would create our ships, and of course, if you're a fan of science fiction, you've seen this in science fiction stuff before, then we should be able to build something that could harvest asteroids and meteors and stuff in the great asteroid belt. It would be significantly easier for us to leave from Earth area to an asteroid belt to get an asteroid, right? Now, of course, time to travel would still be an issue. So, in a way, that is still a bit of an issue. But this does raise a lot of things to think about. Now, of course, like I said, I don't know everything, and obviously I don't understand, but this does raise a question of why haven't we done this yet? Now, not saying that within our lifetime we're going to be heading out to the asteroid belt, which is, man, pull out the math here. I'm doing math, totally doing math right now. I'm definitely not looking it up on my phone here. Yeah, see, it's not that far away. It's only 179.5 million kilometers away. That's not too far, right? So that is always the big issue with us, is like heading out to the asteroid belt would require a lot more work. So why don't we set our sights on something a little closer? Obviously, we can't head to places like Mercury. It's too hot for us there. But like the moon, say. And it seems to me like it would be significantly easier once in space to establish colonies like on Mars and stuff, right? And we know Mars has got a high iron content, being that it's like rusty up there, right? So of course, I don't know, like a smarter person than me would know better the answers to this, and these are things that are just pondering. But it does make me wonder why we don't have a space shipyard to build space. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of understand why now. Because Mir is an international space station. We have people from various countries up there, not just one country. And it does establish the question of what are these ships we're building for. Now, of course, it could be an international shipyard, too. We can go up there and we can build, with the assistance of other countries, a shipyard that we can man with people from other countries and build ships that represent the entire world rather than just a specific country, because then it becomes a not salvage, jurisdictional problem, because we can't just, as the United States, create a shipyard up there and then be like, yeah, it's nothing, it's just a space station, don't worry about it, don't look over there, look at that pretty wall over there. It's definitely not some sort of a dangerous weapon that we're putting in space, right? And so yeah, I guess a jurisdictional issue would be a problem. But like, how much would we save if we just got one ship into space, built in space, and it never touches atmosphere? How much money would we save doing that? And then like we know it takes a lot of fuel. It takes a lot of fuel to break atmosphere with one of our space shuttles. But then we start to create landing crafts, which sole intent is literally just to land on the planet and leave the planet. So it's just got no travel time other than between the ship and the planet. Therefore, it would require significantly less fuel. Of course, we do still need to develop some sort of a fuel that is less consumed. You get more miles per gallon, you know what I mean? So it does kind of raise a lot of those interesting points and questions and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be something for a smarter person than I to figure out. But it does make me wonder why we haven't done that. Because I feel like just refueling at the shipyard would be significantly easier than trying to send a ship from the planet every time. But then again, you'd still have to refuel the shipyard, so you can't just keep refueling the ship. So it's like a landing craft, or a refueling craft, as it were, that has no other purpose than just leave Earth, dock at the space station, refuel it, and then come back home. Seems like it would cost a lot less than trying to send a ship from Earth to like Mars or Earth to the moon or something like that. But anyway, like I said, smarter person than I can figure that out, but it does make me wonder why we haven't done that yet. Anyway, that's enough about that topic. I rambled on. Next time I do this, I'm going to have a better format for what I want to, or how I want to talk about this. But for now, let's move on to the announcements for today. I am going to be taking the next week off, like I said, for school reasons. Kiddo is going to be last week of school, and it's a whole week of just half days and tests and stuff, and I can't do both workout and edit videos, and I figured I can probably guarantee a workout where I can't guarantee to finish an edit. So I figured, what the heck, I'll just do my workouts. I might be posting shorts in throughout the week, just kind of not lose my channel to the algorithm, as it were. But yeah, apart from that, we're into BioShock now. I'm going to be finishing up Cube Escape. I switched BioShock from the PC version to the PlayStation version because I was having issues with the Epic Game Launcher. Like I actually mentioned in one of my videos that it wouldn't transfer off the screen, so I couldn't play it over here. I had to look over here. So I'm playing it through OBS, which had a natural freaking delay from input. So that was making it impossible to do some things accurately. So I'm switching to the PlayStation version. I've already got it downloaded, got it caught myself back up to where I was. So starting with the next series of videos, we'll be going through that. Apart from that, that's all my announcements. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this new idea. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you have any other ideas that you might want to hear me talk about, let me know down in the comment section down below. And of course, if you have any more information to supply to my crazy ramblings, make sure to leave those down there. But anyway, apart from all that, thank y'all so much for joining me for this episode of The Community Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, just go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. When I can, if I can, you know all that jazz. And tune in next time for another topic at another time. And until then, good night.